Did you know we can use our mind to create the reality we dream of for our life ahead of space and time? Now, I know that sounds out there, but stay with me as I guide you through the history of matter and energy and how the universe relates to our mind. It was Sir Isaac Newton who said that the universe was made up of predictable laws and just made out of solid. Well then, luckily for you and me, a guy named Albert E came along and discovered a thread in the universe much more magical, meaningful, productive, and beautiful.
E equals mc squared.
Demonstrating that matter and energy are fundamentally connected and forever intertwined, allowing us to see that human beings absolutely and positively have great influence and power over the outcomes they desire of the things they want to bring into their lives. For like Wooly Willy, where we use that magical wand to make a design, where our attention goes, energy flows like a magnet in our mind. So, depending on what gets our attention regularly and consistently, we can either build up strength and energy behind the destiny we dream, or if we're not careful, we can create a reality the exact opposite of the vision we had planned for our life, leaving it filled with disappointment, failure, and possible defeat. So I imagine we're asking ourselves how we can get our mind on our side and use it to our advantage. Well, the process will definitely take some time, but hopefully it'll be less painful than slowly peeling off a bandage. The first thing we must do is take inventory of what we're stocking in our mind that adds value and discontinue those things that are just collecting dust on the shelf. Like a snail, at some point in our life, we will grow past this container, for our soul isn't stuck inside this shell. For even if there's a thought, feeling, or belief that we hold on to that is valid, true, and just, we must overcome it and replace them so we can transform and morph into the person that we want to become. But you see, the mistake we all make is thinking when we get to that place, we will suddenly and instantly become that person we've longed to be. But that person is not the one who will get us across the stormy and vast waters to the land of our dreams. Because unfortunately, the universe doesn't respond to our wants and our needs. It responds to our state of being. So what we must do is walk into the power of our imagination and see that version of ourselves already having flesh and bone, and ask ourselves how he or she would think, act, and behave. By thinking greater than our environment, we can disassemble the walls of limitations that we've placed on our mind that over time have become enslaved. If we kill our masters, then we can realize there's nothing we can't learn or do, for the knowledge is always in the palm of our hands, any place or time. The space between is the story unseen, the line inside two parallel lines of endless possibilities. And this dream is already yours and mine, for once we transform our mind, the universe will catch up in time. And then one day we will open our eyes and see this mystical and magical dream finally become a reality and come to life.